One Professional Educator Course Management Guide. Part 1, Fundamentals for Educators. Chapter 1, The Professional Educator.
Theory Classroom Student Instructor Supplies and Lesson Plans. Learning Objectives. LO1 Identify areas of personal growth for a professional educator. LO2 Describe the qualities that contribute to an educator's success in the learning environment. LO3 Outline the characteristics looked for when hiring a professional educator.
Time allotment 2 to 4 hours, adjust based on school schedule and learner participation activities. Prior learner assignment, read Milady Professional Educator, Chapter 1. Educator preparation. 1. Review the lesson plan, instructor support slides, chapter, and CMATM prior to teaching the lesson. 2. Review the subject outline and create a plan on how to divide the lecture into short segments for effective presentation and time constraints. 3. Review lesson activities and learner assignments. 4. Gather all materials and supplies needed prior to starting class. 5. Ensure all technology is working properly before class. Subject outline, motivational thought, and learning motivation. Learning objective number 1, areas for personal growth, dependability, and flexibility, confident communication, effective time management skills, desire and motivation, winning personality, and positive attitude commitment to personal ethics. Learning objective number 2, qualities for success, enthusiasm and energy, understanding student learning styles, self-control, courtesy. Compassion and consistency are key components an educator must develop for success. Authority, order, and self-confidence welcome advice from colleagues and students. Learning objective number 3, qualities for employment success. 1, ability to work independently. 2, interest in other people. 3, commitment to cooperation. 4, professional image. 5, constant pursuit of knowledge. At the start of class, review the learning objectives with students. Discover what students know before starting the lesson by completing the warm-up activity. Before beginning this chapter, confirm students have read Chapter 1, The Professional Educator, in their print or ebook. Brainstorming. Working in small groups, students will brainstorm for 4 minutes on the qualities and characteristics required to be a dynamic educator. After the time is up, ask each group to share the qualities and characteristics they discussed. Before beginning this chapter, confirm students have read Chapter 1, The Professional Educator, in their print or ebook. 1. Brainstorming. Working in small groups, students will brainstorm for 4 minutes on the qualities and characteristics required to be a dynamic educator. After time is up, ask each group to share the qualities and characteristics they discussed. 2. Resistance to change. Students will sign their name, like on an official document, as many times as possible in 30 seconds. Next, students will repeat the exercise, except this time will use their non-dominant hand to sign their name. 3. Self-motivation. Rate yourself. Students will rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 5. The goal is to see where they currently are and what areas they need to improve. 4. Positive attitude demonstration. Using cola and oil demonstrates how negative attitudes overpower the positive attitude. When we have negative attitudes, the positive has a hard time getting through. The only way to overcome a negative attitude is to fill our cup with positive attitudes. 5. Positivity boosters. Put students into small groups and ask each pair to come up with 1 motivational quote, 1 short inspirational video, and 1 industry icon tip, image, or short video that they could share with their fellow students to start a class. Have each group share what they found. 6. Enthusiasm builders. Have students pick 3 items from the list of enthusiasm builders. Then have the student go and find a video, image, meme, quote, etc. that would support their selected items. Have each student share their selections with the class. 7. Self-reflection. Working independently, ask students to reflect on their characteristics. Courtesy, compassion, and consistency, and answer a series of questions. 8. Self-confidence. Rate yourself. Students will rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 5. The goal is to see where they currently are and what areas they need to improve. 9. Case study. Place students in groups and ask them to review the case study located at the end of the chapter. Have each group review, discuss, and answer the questions. Once they are completed, have groups share what they discussed. 10. Review activity. The first activity in this lesson was a brainstorming activity. Students brainstormed and came up with a list of the qualities and characteristics required to be a dynamic educator. Now ask students to go back and review the list they brainstormed. Positive attitude demonstration, resistance to change activity, blank piece of paper and pen, bottle of cola, vegetable oil, clear glass, pan to catch overflow, glitter, spoon to stir. 1. Time utilization log and analysis. Review the time utilization log, Table 1.1, and its instructions. Ask students to commit to completing the log for the next few days. Encourage students to have fun completing the assignment. In the subject activity line, instead of writing down what they did, have students use emojis to describe what they did. Once the student has tracked their time for several days, ask them to analyze their time by answering the 10 questions for effective time analysis found on page 9. After students have analyzed their time, sit down with the students and discuss what they discovered during the activity. 2. Steps to independent action. In order to be able to take independent action, you must have a clear understanding of school policies and oversight regulations. Have students work in small groups and review the following. Position descriptions of the school, including all educator positions. Institution's written operating procedures, specifically the sections that cover educators, education, operations, and admissions. State statutes and regulations, specifically those governing the operation of a beauty and wellness school curriculum, and licensure. Accrediting agency standards and criteria, specifically those relating to educators, curriculum, student support services, and facility. Have each group prepare a presentation on the areas they feel will most impact them as an educator and their ability to take independent action. 3. Available continuing education. Have each student research available continuing education. It could be a training, video, lecture, article, etc. Ask students to provide you with information on the following training. Teaching method, technical skills, soft skills. 4. Have students complete all check-in questions found in Chapter 1. 5. Have students complete SEMA activities for Chapter 1. 6. Have learners complete their exam prep for Chapter 1. 7. On the lines below, write any activities, assignments, or ideas that have been used effectively with this lesson to aid other instructors who may use this lesson plan in the future. The whole point of being alive is to evolve into the complete person you were intended to be. Oprah Winfrey Group. Discussion. What does this quote mean to you? We all have our reasons for wanting to become an educator. It's your passion. You love sharing your knowledge with others. You want to give back to the industry. You want to make a difference. Everyone has their reasons, and your reasons may be the same or different from others. No matter the reason for becoming an educator, you need to have a clear understanding of what it takes to be an educator. Each one of you have expectations on what this career will be like. You might be thinking, I can't wait to share my knowledge with students to shape their future. It is going to be so much fun to teach haircutting or coloring or makeup, and you are right. It is an exciting and rewarding career, but it is also a very demanding career. There is much more to being a great educator than simply possessing great technical skills. It is more than just sharing your knowledge. Educators need to create a mix of self-motivation, sincerity, excellent technical skills, effective communication skills, work ethic, enthusiasm, and a strong desire to learn, grow, and succeed. As educators, we have the opportunity to affect the lives of countless students each year as they pursue their dream of independence. With that opportunity comes an awesome responsibility. We must take the necessary steps to develop the qualities, skills, traits, and characteristics required to be a professional educator. Imagine yourself as a graduate of this instructor training course who is about to embark on your first job interview for a position as an educator within the field of cosmetology. You're probably nervous and don't really know what to expect. Would your tension be relieved if you knew all the qualities and characteristics that the potential employer was seeking in a new educator? Would some of the pressure be reduced if you knew ahead of time what skills, abilities, and characteristics you need to develop to be an educator sought by schools for employment? Of course it would. That is what today's lesson is all about. We are going to take a look at the qualities and characteristics that are required to be a professional educator. Qualities of a great educator. Educators need to create a mix of self-motivation, sincerity, excellent technical skills, effective communication skills, work ethic, enthusiasm, and a strong desire to learn, grow, and succeed. As educators, We have the opportunity to affect the lives of countless students each year as they pursue their dream of independence. With that opportunity comes an awesome responsibility. We must take the necessary steps to develop the qualities, skills, traits, and characteristics required to be a professional educator. Qualities of a great educator. Educators need to create a mix of self-motivation, sincerity, excellent technical skills, effective communication skills, work ethic, enthusiasm, and a strong desire to learn, grow, and succeed. As educators, we have the opportunity to affect the lives of countless students each year as they pursue their dream of independence. With that opportunity comes an awesome responsibility. We must take the necessary steps to develop the qualities, skills, traits, and characteristics required to be a professional educator. Qualities employers seek. Imagine yourself as a graduate of this instructor training course who is about to embark on your first job interview for a position as an educator within the field of cosmetology. You're probably nervous and don't really know what to expect. Would your tension be relieved if you knew all the qualities and characteristics that the potential employer was seeking in a new educator? Skills, abilities, and characteristics. Would some of the pressure be reduced if you knew ahead of time what skills, abilities, and characteristics you need to develop to be an educator sought by schools for employment? Of course it would. That is what today's lesson is all about. We are going to take a look at the qualities and characteristics that are required to be a professional educator. Introduction. The role of an educator. Motivator, coach, mentor, disciplinarian, peacemaker, negotiator, arbitrator, nurturer, and entertainer are all terms used to describe the role of an educator. Professional educator. A skilled practitioner who provides instruction through theoretical classes and demonstrations, and who helps learners personally and professionally. Group discussion, favorite teacher. Group discussion. Think about your all-time favorite teacher. Why are they your favorite? What did they do as an educator that made you like them? Areas for personal growth teaching requires a dynamic, conscious effort. Educators must possess certain qualities, characteristics, traits, and skills to be effective. The best educators must possess a variety of skills, including leadership, patience, and creativity. And then they have to tie all of this together to create the correct mix of self-motivation, sincerity, excellent technical skills, effective communication skills, a strong work ethic, enthusiasm, and a strong desire to learn, grow, and succeed. Personal growth defined. Personal growth. A consistent effort to improve one's knowledge and self by maximizing your potential and taking advantage of all opportunities to learn and grow. Activity 1, brainstorming. Have students work in small groups and brainstorm all the qualities and characteristics that are required to be a dynamic educator. Ask each group to share the qualities and characteristics they discussed. Dependability and flexibility. It's been said that to be considered in the top 20% of your profession, you must show up, be on time, and be ready to work. And flexibility. These are two of the most sought-after characteristics school owners look for in an educator. Dependability. When schools enroll students, they are making a commitment to provide quality education to those students. That can't be accomplished if educators are not present to facilitate the education. Flexibility and adaptability educators must also be adaptable to new, different, or changing requirements. Change is hard, but it is also inevitable. Without change, we cannot grow and we will become stagnant. Activity 2, resistance to change. Each student will take a blank piece of paper and pen. Ask students to sign their name, like on an official document, as many times as possible in 30 seconds. At the end of 30 seconds, ask how many they completed. Employers want educators who are open to change. Employers want educators who are open to change and are willing to adapt to any role or assignment. Educators must be willing to take what actions are necessary to achieve the mission of the school, go the extra mile, give that little extra, demonstrate their dependability and flexibility by showing up on time, ready to work, and then giving it their best, and then some. Confident communication educators must excel in the art of communication with their coworkers and students, regardless of age, background, culture, beliefs, and attitude. The art of communication and public speaking is a skill that can be developed, and as an educator whose primary role is to communicate, you must work to develop strong communication skills. Effective time management skills. Every educator has the same 365 days per year, 24 hours per day, and 60 minutes per hour. Yet some educators seem to find plenty of time for teaching and outside life, while others seem to be buried under an endless sea of papers, projects, assignments, and details. How you organize and prioritize your time will determine how much you can get done, both at work and at home. The basic elements of time are events. The key to managing time is controlling events and managing distractions. What kind of distractions or interruptions do you experience throughout the day? Eliminating distractions. We have come to accept and even expect frequent interruptions from our phones through text messages and emails. Every time we respond to a ping on our smartphone, it takes on average 23 minutes and 15 seconds to get back to what we were originally working on. Eliminating these kinds of distractions and prioritizing what is important will help you accomplish your goals. In addition to event control, learn how to make tasks less complicated and more fun. The first step toward changing habits and using time more efficiently is identifying distractions. Time Utilization Log Activity SIMA have students complete the Time Utilization Log activity. Learner Assignment 1, Time Utilization Log and Analysis, review the Time Utilization Log, Table 1.1, and its instructions. Ask students to commit to completing the log for the next few days. Encourage students to have fun completing the assignment. In the subject activity line, instead of writing down what they did, have students use emojis to describe what they did. Common time wasters. Common time wasters identify common time wasters that affect an educator's effectiveness. They may be caused by internal or external factors. Interruptions. Learn to say no. Limit personal time at work. Turn off phone notifications. Waiting. Put the time you wait to good use by reading, planning, or catching up on correspondence. Procrastination. This is caused by delaying a project because of the desire for perfection. Overcome procrastination by starting the easiest part of a project first. The P's and Q's of event control. The P's and Q's of the event control plan. Have a realistic, workable plan for today, this week, and this month. Prioritize, make a list, and complete the highest priority tasks first. Peak time. Identify when you are most productive and complete important tasks at that time. Procrastination. Overcome this by chipping away at one task at a time. Practice. Time management takes effort. Perfection. Perfection only exists in your imagination. Questions. Ask yourself, what is the most important use of my time right now? Quality. Bring it into every aspect of your work. Quantity. Make your efforts count. Busy work won't produce satisfaction. Quirks. Learn what works best for you. Quiet time. Schedule time to reflect and relax. Quit. Know when to quit for the day. Desire and motivation. Desire makes the difference between an average educator and a professional educator. Something desired is something longed for or hoped for. Motivation. Motive is a need or desire that causes one to take action. Your success as an educator will depend on the degree of self-motivation. External motivation. External motivation comes when you create circumstances or situations by which your learners can be motivated. Examples include exciting presentations, pep talks, student success rallies, group projects, incentives, motivational guest speakers, and more. Most external motivators will have little effect until your learner makes the personal decision to internalize and accept your message. Motivation is an internal decision that's influenced by external situations. Actions for self-motivation. Do the things you enjoy. What is it you love about being a student instructor? Associate with positive, motivated, successful people. Who is the most positive person you hang out with? Identify motivating activities and situations. What hobbies do you enjoy? Improve your physical fitness. What is your favorite way to exercise? Listen to motivational speakers and read inspirational publications. Who is your favorite motivational speaker, author to listen to, read for inspiration? Eliminate I can't from your vocabulary. Saying you can't is simply saying you are unwilling to try. Change I wish to I will. Concentrate on how you will accomplish a task and then take action. Identify major life goals or desires. What are your top 3 career goals? What are you doing to work toward those goals? Self-motivation, rate yourself activity. 3, self-motivation, rate yourself. Looking at the list of actions we can take to improve self-motivation, there are probably some on the list that you are doing well with. There are probably others where you can improve. Ask each student to analyze how effectively they currently use those actions. Have them rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the best. They won't all be 5s and they won't all be 1s. The key is to identify where they are so they can then determine areas of improvement. Winning personality and positive attitude. Professional educators must be subject matter experts, develop the techniques of teaching, foster genuine relationships with students, enjoy working with students, and have a positive attitude toward the subject matter. Convey a positive attitude. As an educator, you must be passionate about the career and have compassion for your students. You have to have enthusiasm for what we do. Steps for developing a pleasant personality: maintain an open mind. A healthy curiosity promotes interesting questions and unlimited learning. Build a bank of poise. Learn to smile and shrug off awkward moments. Make the best of what you have. Practice gratitude every day. Don't hold grudges. Life is wasted by keeping bitter moments alive. Don't live in fear. Remember, fear is nothing more than false evidence appearing real. Focus on the future. Let go of past mistakes and discover what you can do to correct them in the future. Avoid sarcasm at someone else's expense. An ego can never be built at the expense of others. Practice sharing. Sharing kind and pleasant remarks goes a long way toward making you feel better about yourself. Don't be critical. People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.